Hello all, very good evening. I welcome you all to day 5 of Project Build-A-Thon Bootcamp. I hope I'm clearly audible. Thank you so much. Thanks for your confirmation. So let us quickly move on to today's agenda. I hope my screen is clearly visible. So our module 5 is Auto AI and Node-RED. Agenda for today is we'll start working with Watson machine learning service, that is Auto AI. We'll develop a machine learning model using Auto AI. We'll deploy the machine learning model that we have created using Auto AI using a web service. And the case study for today is we'll be building a web application for insurance premium predictor using Auto AI. I hope my screen is shared. So today we'll be building a web application that will be able to predict insurance premium for a person. So firstly, we need to discuss that what is IBM Auto AI. So IBM Auto AI graphical tool in Watson Studio analyzes your data and discovers data transformations, algorithms, parameter settings that work best for your predictive modeling problem. Auto AI displays the results as model candidate pipeline ranked on a leaderboard for you to choose from. So what happens with Auto AI? In Auto AI, we basically give our data and it builds a machine learning model. Basically, it's an automated AI tool that will give you a best model for your algorithm. So it will be giving us a number of pipelines and algorithms. So out of which we can save any of the model that we want. So the required services for this IBM Auto AI is Watson Machine Learning and Watson Studio. So I would request you all to please launch your IBM Cloud account. I would request you all to please log into your IBM Cloud accounts. No, ma'am, you cannot use Auto AI in Google Colab. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah, if you are facing limit exceed issue, so let me tell you about it. So basically what happens is IBM provides various CUH for different services like for Watson Studio Jupyter Notebook, it provides us 10 CUH. So 10, for those 10 CUH, we have like 1 CUH per hour is exhausted whenever we work on it. So what you guys may have done, like if I get stuck on it and if I leave it working in the background, so then also the time counts. So that is why 10 CUH are exhausted for 10 hours. If we use it for 10 hours, so 10 CUH will be exhausted. So I request you all to please, when you're not using it, so you can please close it so that your CUH are not wasted. Okay. So for Watson Studio, the CUH are exhausted, so we are not using. That is what I'm telling, ma'am. If you are facing monthly compute usage limit reached, you can continue with today's session. And you can continue your project also, because today we are starting with another service of IBM that is providing you another 20 CUH per month. So with Auto AI, you will get another 20 CUH per month. So you can use those 20 CUH per month. But let me tell you, we have to use these 20 CUH very carefully, because you have to log out, sir. We have to use this 20 CUH very like, we cannot waste even a single CUH. So per hour, one CUH will be wasted. Also, now we will be deploying our model using API. So if you trigger API again and again and again, if you trigger your request node again and again, so your CUH will be exhausted. So I would request you all to please use it in a way that you do not get out of your CUH, because you have to work on your project also. So today we are starting with Auto AI that is providing you 20 CUH. So 20 CUH, that means 20 hours of work you can do on IBM. And 20 hours of work is, I think, more than if enough that you want to complete your project and your boot camp. So let us begin. So we have already created two services. We have already created two services. You may not have created this machine learning service. So I am telling you how to create this machine learning service. So firstly, what you have to do is you have to go to catalog. You have to go to catalog and you have to search for machine learning. You have to search for machine learning. So you can see the first option, machine learning. You have to click on this. Then you have to select your location as what you have selected in your previous services. So for the previous services also, I have created Dallas. I have created the services in Dallas, so I am using Dallas also. So for me, you can see, as I have already created Watson machine learning service, so I cannot create another one. But you guys can create it if you have not created it. So here you have this Dallas. You have to click on this agreement box and then your create will be enabled. For me, it is disabled, as it is showing me that for the light plan, I can have only one instance, and I have created that. So I would request you all to please create this machine learning service. Create this machine learning service. You have to go to catalog, then you have to search for machine learning. and then you have to give the location, select the location, and check the agreement box, and then click on create. So how many of you have created Watson machine learning service? So here are some steps for today's session that we are gonna perform. Firstly, we have to log into IBM Cloud account. I hope you all have done. You all have done that. Then we have to create cloud object storage that we have already created in the second session. Then we have to create machine learning service that we have created just now. And then we have to create Watson Studio service that we have already created in second session. Okay, so we are done with these 4 steps. We are done with these 4 steps. Yes, ma'am. What is the issue you are facing, ma'am? You have to go to catalog, then you have to search for machine learning service. Uh, Sir, even if your Watson Studio CPU hours are over, you get new CUH limit for the new service you are going to use. So today we are going to use a new service that is Auto AI. So for Auto AI, you can continue. Inside Watson Studio only, sir, we have Auto AI. Uh, Ma'am, can you please share your screenshot in the chat, in the Telegram chat if create button is not enabled? Wherever you have created your Watson, wherever you have created your Watson studio service, on the same location you have to create machine learning service. If you have created your previous services as at the location Dallas, so please choose Dallas. If you have previously chosen London, so please choose London. Can you please refresh your page, Miss Nirmala? If you are getting that, ma'am, that means you have already created the service. So to check whether the service is created or not, what you can do is from here you have to go to resource list. From the extreme left top navigation bar, you have to go to resource list. And here under services and software, you can find your machine learning service. If you are having machine learning instance here, then that means you have already created. So I hope for everyone these three services are created. One is storage, cloud object storage, then machine learning and Watson Studio. So now we have to go to Watson Studio. We have to go to Watson Studio. We have to go to Watson Studio. If you will hover on the service, ma'am, on your extreme right, you will get three dots. From there, you will get the option delete. You can delete it from there. So I am repeating the steps for creating machine learning service. You have to go to catalog, search for machine learning, and then when you will be landing onto a new page. When you click on machine learning, there you have to select your location. Please select the location that you have selected in for creating previous services. If you have selected Dallas for previous service, please select Dallas. If you have selected London, so please select London. After selecting the location, on your right hand side, you will get a checkbox to check the agreement box, and then you will get your create enabled. Then click on create. After that, please go to resource list and click on your Watson Studio and click on launch in IBM Cloud Pack. Click on launch in IBM Cloud Pack. Here, I hope you all are on the same page. From here, go to the main menu. Under the main menu, we can find view all projects. Under the main menu, we can find projects. Under the project, view all projects. From here, you have to click on new project. From here, we have to click on new project. For creating a new project, we have to click on new project. After clicking on a new project, we have to create an empty project. Create an empty project. Give the project name. I'm giving the name as this. After giving the name, we can simply click on create. we can simply click on create. You have to go to this main navigation bar. From here, you have to go to project. Under the project, ma'am, I have just created the new project. I am telling you, I am repeating my steps how to do that. So for that, firstly, we need to go to this navigation bar. After going on to this navigation bar, under the projects, you can find view all projects. Click on view all projects. When you click on view all projects, then we will be landing onto a new page where we will get a new tab saying new project. So we have to click on new project. Then we have to give the name of the project. After giving the name of the project, on our right hand side bottom, create option will be enabled. And then after our project is created, we will be landing onto this page. I hope you all are on the same page. So from here, we have to go to assets. From here, we have to go to assets and click on new assets. Click on new assets. From the new asset, we have to go to automated builders. We have to go to automated builders. Under the automated builders, you can find auto AI. Under the automated builders, you can find auto AI. Is auto AI visible for everyone? Is auto AI visible for everyone? Then we have to click on this auto AI. We have to click on this auto AI and give the name, give the name, give the name, and here we have created our machine learning service instance. So here we have to associate that machine learning service instance on our right. So here we have to associate machine learning service instance on our right. So please click on the link provided. Please click on the link provided. After clicking on the link, you will be landing onto this page. Are we on this page? Yes, it is under Watson Studio. Where so okay. Are we all on this page? I'm repeating the last step. I hope we all are on this page. When we are on this page, so here you have this link provided to associate your machine learning service instance. On your right, you can see this link provided. You just have to click on this link. You just have to click on the link associate a machine learning service instance. If you are getting stuck, all the steps are shared by mentors in the chat. Please find that. Okay. So here we have to associate this created machine learning service instance with our model. So click on this checkbox. Please check this box. Please check this box. When you check this box, then on your right hand side bottom, associate will be enabled. Associate will be enabled. Click on associate. Click on associate. After clicking on associate, here we have to reload. After clicking on associate, here we have to reload. Then you will reload it here, so you will get your machine learning service instance associated. You can see your machine learning service instance associated. I hope you all got the same. Okay, I'll wait for 30 seconds. Still facing issue. What is the issue you are facing, sir? If you can please put the screenshot in Telegram group so the mentors can help you out. Okay. So now our machine learning service is associated here. Now we have to click on create. We have to click on create. Click on create. After clicking on create, we'll be landing onto this page. So here we have to upload the data. Here we have to upload the data. Create is disabled. That means you may not have given the information required, ma'am. Can you please share the screenshot? Yes, ma'am. Actually, the services we are creating are unique for everyone. So after machine learning hyphen, you will be having a unique code. So that code is unique. Okay. So here we require data to upload. So I am sharing the link of the data in the chat. I have shared the link of the data in the chat. I request you all to please download the data from this link. After associating, you will be on the page where you have to you click on associate machine learning. There you have to reload. Click on reload, then your machine learning services instance will be associated, and then on your right hand side bottom, create option will be enabled. So I request you all to please download the dataset from the given link. I'm sharing the link again in the chat. After downloading the data, we can simply drag and drop the data here. We can simply drag and drop the data here. I have dragged and dropped the data. The data name is insurance.csv. After the data is uploaded, it will ask you, do you want a time series forecast? No, we do not want a time series forecast. Then it asks us, what do you want to predict? What do you want to predict? So to know that, let us first dig deep into our data set. So I am sharing my Excel sheet. I hope the Excel sheet is visible to you all. Okay. So here in our data, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Okay. So here the age of the person, the gender of the person, the BMI, body mass index of the person. Then we have children, then we have smokers, then we have region, and then we have charges. Charges are nothing but the insurance premium for that person. So this means that if a female of age 19 having the BMI as 27.9 is not having any children, she is a smoker, lives in Southwest region. So her insurance charges will be this much. This much will be her insurance premium. I hope the data is clear. I hope the data is clear. So now, can I get an answer for what do we want to predict here? Like, we want to predict the charges for the person, right? Yes. So now it is asking us here, what do you want to predict? So here we want to predict charges. So charges is our target column. When we selected charges, it given us the regression type is the experiment type is regression and optimization technique is RMS. Okay. So here what we can do, we can change the experiment settings also. We can go to experiment settings. Here we have 3 different types of settings. Okay. I am not doing any change here. I am just explaining it what are these. So here, if you see the data set, the data set is having the target variable, continuous target variable. The variable that we need to predict is continuous, right? So here what we need to do, what type of algorithm we need to apply? Regression algorithm. When we have continuous set of value to predict, when we have continuous type of data to predict, then we apply regression algorithm. If our model was, if our data set was having different classes as output, so it will be selecting binary or multi classification depending on what the target values we have. Okay. Or if we click on time series forecast, if we want time series forecast, so it can perform time series forecast also. Here We want the score and runtime for the algorithm. What are the algorithms those are that are included? What are the algorithm included? So it will perform decision tree regressor, extra tree regressor, LGBM regressor, linear regression, random forest regressor, ridge regression, snap boosting, machine learning regression, snap decision tree regressor, snap random forest regressor, and XGB regressor. For example, I do not want to perform this LGBM. So I can unselect it. I can unselect it. But I am not making any changes here. I am not making any changes here. So this is to just show you that you can select the type of algorithm you want. This is to show that you can select the type of algorithm you want. Okay. Then you have data source here. So here it is by default selecting to drop duplicate rows. Then subsampling of the data. If you want, you can click on it. If you don't want, you don't click on it. Then data imputation and then feature engineering. Yes, you want to apply feature engineering. And then this training test data split. All these things are here. You can make any change as per your requirement. Now, if I want to drop a column, if I want to drop a column from here, I can also drop a column. For example, I do not want age. So I can drop it. But here I need all these columns. So I am not dropping anything here. I am not dropping anything here. Okay. So these are the settings that we can modify according to our requirement. We can modify the settings according to our requirement. Ma'am, from here you can see this experiment setting. Please click on this experiment setting. You will be landing on this dialog box. When you upload the data set and you select the type of you select the column to predict, then you get these two options, experiment setting and run experiment. So you can go to experiment setting if you want to change any setting, or you can directly just run the experiment. Okay. So now we have to run the experiment. Now we have to run the experiment. So please click on run experiment. Please click on run experiment. So when we click on run experiment, Auto AI will start building the model. Okay. So here we can see these timelines, and here we can tap the view also. So it has not yet started reading the data set. So now you can see it has started reading the data set, splitting the data into training and testing. Then it had started reading training data. It has started applying pre-processing. So pre-processing will be applied on our data automatically. So as it is an automatic AI builder, automated AI builder, so it will apply pre-processing techniques itself. When you go to your experiment setting under the data, you can it needs to create the model, so it will take some time. So we can just not create the model in just a click, right? So we just need some time because it is performing many processes on the backend. It is pre-processing the data, splitting the data into train and test, selecting the perfect model. These things take time. I have already started the experiment. I cannot go back and explain. Yes, there can be many factors affecting the progress of this, like the data set, the internet speed. So here you can see for the pipeline one, snap boosting is performed. For the pipe, then hyperparameter tuning, feature engineering, all the optimization techniques are applied. All the pre-processing techniques are applied to get a good trained model. So I have already started the experiment, so I cannot go back from here. So here, if you scroll down, you can see that till now 7 pipelines are performed, out of which the seventh is the best performing algorithm. The algorithm with the star mark is the best performing algorithm. Here you can see RMSE value. For this for this pipeline, we got minimum RMSE, that is minimum error value. So you can see hyperparameter optimization is being done in the backend. You can swap the view also and see. So it is currently on pipeline 8. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7 are the pipelines. These are the pipelines. RMSA is an evaluation metrics for regression algorithm. So I have explained about RMSA in regression class. Yes, it is root mean square error. So basically, we have predicted y value and we have original y value. So we calculate the difference of predicted and yes, you may get some different model as the best performing model because it depends on the splitting of the data. Maybe you have got some other data when it got splitted in the backend. So it depends on that backend processes. So you can get different models. No, ma'am, we cannot change that. So it is depending on the algorithm you have selected to perform. I have selected 8 algorithm to perform, so it is depending on that. So for me, it is still executing pipeline 8. Have anyone got it completed? We have to save the best performing model and From my side, I think there's some internet issue. So that is why I have run the experiment again. Let us see. The after performing the experiment, you will be getting an algorithm with a star mark. So that is your best algorithm. That is the best performing algorithm. We have to save it as a model, not as a notebook. Yes, ma'am, you can save all the models, but we generally save the best performing model. And the best performing model is decided on the base of optimization techniques and evaluation metrics. So RMSE is the evaluation metrics we have used here. RMSE is root mean square error. So where the error will be less, that would be the best performing algorithm. We all may get some different algorithm to be as best performing algorithm, that is based on the splitting of your data, the optimization techniques performed on your data. So it can be different. We have to save it as a model so that we can deploy the model. In your project, the model is saved, ma'am. So for me also, it has executed, like it is finishing up, and I have got XGB as the best performing algorithm. It says experiment completed. So you can see I have got the less RMSE for XGB. So XGB is the best performing algorithm for me. It can be different for you. So let us save this. For saving this, we have to go to this best performing algorithm. Here, when you will hover here, you will get save as. So click on save as model, and then we do not have to change the name here. Do not change the name here. If you want to give the description, you can give. Then click on create. Click on create. After clicking on create, you will get a dialog box saying saved model successfully. Then click on view project. Click on view project. Click on view project. When we click on view in project, then we will be landing onto here. Are we on the same page? There is uh, Rajshri ma'am, here the data set is same, right? But here we perform different data pre-processing and optimization technique on our data. And we split our data based on splitting of the data also the algorithm can be best performing algorithm can be different. And in auto AI, it is set automatically. No, it is set automatically by default, ma'am, but you can change the training testing ratio. So while I was explaining the experiment setting, there we can change the training testing size also. So if we are here, so we have to click on promote to deploy. We have to click on promote to deploy. Promote to deploy. Now we have created the model. We need to deploy our model to our deployment space. We need to deploy our model to our deployment space. So I have already created a space for you. This space will not be visible. So you have to click on create deployment space. Click on create a new deployment space. You have to click on create a new deployment space. Here, give the name to the deployment space. Any name you can give. You can give any name here. Then on your right hand side, your cloud object storage will be auto populated here, and you have to select the machine learning service from here. Please select the machine learning service from here. You have to give the name and select the machine learning service here. Give the name and select the machine learning service here. After giving these, your create option will be enabled. Your create option will be enabled. Click on create. Click on create. Click on create and click on close. For those who have missed it, I'm repeating the steps. You have saved the model. So your model must be saved onto your project. So from here, you can go to, from here, you can go to your project. Under your project, you would be having your model saved. You would be having your model saved. Click on this. Click on this model. Here you will be getting promote to deployment space option. Promote to deployment space option. Here it will be asking you, you want to create a new space or you want to continue with the existing one. So I have just created this insurance deploy. I'm clicking on it. You have to create a new space. So click on create a new space. There, give the name of the space. On the right hand side, select the machine learning service instance and then click on create. After the space is created, you will be landing again here, and then from here you have to click on promote. From here you have to click on promote. When you click on promote, you get a pop-up that is successfully promoted this model to the associated deployment phase. So now you click, you will have the option to go to deployment phase. So click on the deployment phase. Click on the deployment phase link provided. Click on the deployment phase link provided. Where are you asking, ma'am? Can you please tell me the step where you are? Shilpa, ma'am, can you please tell me the step on which you are? Ma'am, you have to click on promote to deployment space. There you have to select your deployment space. If you have already created, select it. If you have not created, then create a new one. Okay, so if you have already created those, select the created one. After that, on your right hand side, the create option will be enabled. So you have to click on create. Then after deploying, you will be landing onto this page. Here, if you will hover, so on your last, you will be getting two options. The one is to delete and the second last is to deploy. So click on the deploy, click on the deploy, hover onto your model, click on deploy, click on online deployment type. Deployment type as online. So online is we want to run our model in real time. So we are going to deploy the model as a web service. So we want to run it as real time. So please select online. Give the name of the model. Give the name of the model. Whatever name you want, you can give. I am giving insurance model. You can give name of your choice and then click on create. Click on create. Ma'am, are you here? So here you get this deploy option. When you click on this deploy, so here you get to select online, then give the name and then click on create. After doing that, you have to go to deployment. You have to go to deployment. So you can see the insurance model, the status is deployed. Previously it was in progress. Now it is deployed. Now it is deployed. Okay. So how many of you have got this model deployed? Okay, we'll wait for 1 minute here. What steps you want me to repeat, ma'am? Okay. So now if it is deployed here, so what you have to do, you have to click on this insurance model. You have to click on this insurance model. You have to click on this insurance model. Okay, so here we have got the endpoint to our model. We have got the endpoint to our model. Okay, so here we have got the endpoint to our model. This is the URL using which we can access our model. So this is the scoring point URL. This is the scoring point URL. So I request you all to please copy this scoring endpoint URL and open a notepad. Open a notepad. Open a notepad. On this notepad, please paste your scoring endpoint. Please paste your scoring endpoint and save. Please copy the scoring endpoint. Please copy the scoring endpoint. The copy option is available here. You can click on this copy icon to copy and open a notepad. And on the notepad, please paste it or save it somewhere. We will need it while we'll be building our web application. Yes, you can save it as a text. I have just copied it on a notepad. So now we have deployed our model. Now we should test our model. We should test our model. So here, along with API reference, you get test. You get test. So go to test, give the inputs. So input for age, I am giving age as 34, gender as male, BMI as 30, children 2, smoker, yes, region northeast. Okay, so in the region we have categorical value, that is northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. For smoker also we have categorical value, yes or no. For gender also we have categorical values, male or female. So here we have to give input like this. Here we have to give input like this. Click on add to list. Click on add to list and click on predict and click on predict. So here you can see I have got the predicted output as 27,093.419 something. Okay, you can change input values and check. Add to list and click on predict. Okay, so for the first, this is the value, and for the second, this is the value. If you delete this and predict for second only, so this is the output value you have got. Ma'am, you are at API reference, you just have to click on test. You just have to click on test. After copying the URL, so you have to go to this test and you have to test it. Yes, ma'am, the predicted values can be different. That means you have not deployed. Ma'am, I am telling again, I am telling the steps again. I am telling the steps again. When you click on promote to deploy, and when you deploy, you will reach here. I'm getting so much. You will reach here. After you reach here, you have to just deploy this. You will reach to the asset. After promoting the model to the deployment, you will reach here to the asset with the model. Are you guys here? Are you guys here? Okay. So from here, what you have to do is, if you hover here, the last second option is deploy. Click on deploy. Click on deploy. Select as online. Select as online. Online. Give the deployment name. Give the deployment name. After giving the deployment name, your create button will be enabled. Select online, give the deployment name. After giving the deployment name, the create option will be enabled. Create option will be enabled. Click on create. Click on create. Click on create. When you click on create, then after clicking on create, go to deployments. After clicking on create, go to deployments. I hope I'm clearly audible. Okay. Go to deployments. Here, your status will be in progress and it will change to deployed. It will change to deployed. I hope we have got the status as deployed. If it is showing no machine learning service instance associated, then you have to go to, okay, 1 second, I am showing for those whom it is showing that machine learning service is not associated. So you can go to manage, scroll down and associate the service here. Associate the service here. Associate the service here. I hope it is clear, Mr. Vinod. I hope it is clear, sir. Nirmala ma'am, I'm showing that step only. On your deployment phase, you have to go to manage. Go to manage. Here, associate your machine learning service instance. Select the machine learning service instance. Select the machine learning service instance. Okay. So come here. For those whom deployment is successful, that is deployed. If you have got the status as deployed here, can I get quick confirmations, please? If you have got the status as deployed here. Okay. So if the status is deployed here, then go to insurance model. Go to insurance model. Here is the API reference. Here is the API reference. And this is your scoring endpoint URL. Please copy this URL and paste it somewhere. We will need it while deploying as a web application. So here you can see you can embed this code, and you can use this model with curl, Java, JavaScript, Python, and Scala. Okay, so you can use your model with all these languages. So now go to test and please test your model. Go to test and please test your model. As I have already done, so I'm not doing it. I have already tested my model. So I am moving on to the next step. Yes, ma'am, you need to select machine learning service instance. You have to associate your machine learning service instance to the deployment because you are deploying a machine learning model. So your machine learning service instance should be associated. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, after that you have to test your model here. Give any random input here. For age, you can give any random input. For gender, you can give male or female. For BMI, you can give any floating point values. Children, you can give any integer value. For smoker, you can give yes or no. For region, you can give northeast, north south, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Okay, I am giving the input and I am checking it with you. So gender is male, BMI 34, children 2, smoker no, region I am giving southwest. Click on add to list, and click on predict. So you will get the predicted insurance premium for that person. I hope it is done till here. So now if we see, we have created the auto AI experiment, we have added the data set, created the model, saved the model, created the deployment space, deployed our model and tested our model also. Now we have to get an access IAM token. We have to get an access IAM token. Okay. So we have to create an access IAM token. For that, what we have to do? For that, here we must be having first tab as service details tab. We have this first tab as service details tab. Click on this service details tab. If you do not have service detail tab, then again go to cloud.ibm.com and again login. If you do not have service details tab, then again log into your cloud account. After going on to service details, you have to manage. You have to go to manage from the main. On the main navigation bar, black navigation bar, you will get sixth option as access IAM. Sixth option as access IAM. Click on access IAM. I repeat, Go to this manage main navigation bar, manage sixth option access IAM. Sixth option access IAM. From here on your right hand side, you have the fourth option, on your left hand side, you have the fourth option as API keys. You have the fourth option as API keys. Click on API keys. Click on API keys. After clicking on API keys, you have to click on create an IBM Cloud API key. You have to click on create an IBM Cloud API key and give name to your API. Give name to your API and click on create. Click on create. Copy this API key. Copy this API key. Copy this API key and save in the same notepad where you have saved your endpoint. Click on create API key, give the name, click on create, your API key will be created and click on copy. Copy and paste it onto the notepad. Paste it onto the notepad. We will need this. We will need this API key. Have you created the API key? Have you created the API key? Okay. After creating the API key, what is our next step? If you do not have service details tab, then you have to again log into your IBM Cloud account. When you log into your IBM Cloud account, you will be landing onto the dashboard. From the dashboard, go to the main navigation bar. Main navigation bar, you have manage option. Click on manage. Sixth option is access IAM. When you click on access IAM, you will be landing onto a new page where on your left, the fourth option is API keys. Click on create an IBM Cloud API key. Give the name, create the API key, and then your API key will be created. Copy the API key and save it somewhere. Copy the API key and save it somewhere. So I hope you all have created. Ma'am, I am in the deployment page. What? Ma'am, have you created the deployment and have you tested? Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul, you have to log into your IBM Cloud account again. Ma'am, are you on the API reference, Nirmala ma'am? Okay, ma'am, along with that, there we have an option to test. There we have an option to test. Click on test here, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please share the screenshot where you are so that I can help you out? Ma'am, here you have to click on insurance deployment. And here you will be at your API reference. On your API reference, you have to copy your scoring endpoint. Please copy your scoring endpoint. After copying and pasting your scoring endpoint somewhere, then you have to come to test and then you have to test your model. Then you have to test your model. Ma'am, if you have missed copying your API, Miss Shilpa. Shilpa ma'am, if you have missed copying your API, you can again go to this access IAM API keys and create a new API key. For going to your API key, ma'am, you should be on your IBM Cloud dashboard. I am sharing my screen, ma'am. Are you here on this page? From here, you have to go to manage. You have to go to manage. And from here, you have to go to access IAM. From here, you have to go to access IAM. Are you on this page, ma'am? Are you on this page, ma'am? On this page, on your left hand side, you can see the API keys option available. You can see the API keys option available. Click on API key. Then you have to click on create an IBM Cloud API key. Give the name. Give the name. After giving the name, just click on create and then copy the API key. I hope, ma'am, you have created. So Nirmala ma'am, have you tested your model? Nirmala ma'am, have you tested your model? Ma'am, I am giving the values and can you please do it with me? After giving the values, giving the BMI value, children value, smoker as no, and then region as north west. You have to click on add to list. You have to click on add to list. After clicking on add to list, you will be landing here. Then here you have to click on predict and you will get the output here. After doing that, ma'am, you have to go to your IBM Cloud dashboard. You can go to your service details tab if it is open. Ma'am, are we on the same page? Shilpa ma'am, after that I have not proceeded. I will proceed in a while. Okay, so after Nirmala ma'am, if you are on this page, so you have to go to manage. After going on to manage, you have to go to access IAM. I hope ma'am we are on the same page. Click on API key and click on create an IBM Cloud API key. Give the name, click on create. Give the name, click on create. After clicking on create, you can see the copy symbol. Please copy it and paste it somewhere in the notepad. I hope ma'am you have created the API key. I hope ma'am you have created the API key. IBM management. Ma'am, you have to click on create an IBM Cloud API key. I'll again create an API key. Click on create and from here you have to copy this API key, ma'am. From here you have to copy this API key. I hope you have created and copy your API key. You can save it somewhere, ma'am. So after that, we have to create a Node-RED service. After that, we have to create a Node-RED service. For that, we have to go to catalog. For that, we have to go to catalog. Are we all on the catalog? So from here, we have to search for Node-RED. We have to search for Node-RED. So here you can see Node-RED app. Here you can see Node-RED app. Node-RED app. Click on the Node-RED app. Click on the Node-RED app. Okay. So Node-RED is a flow-based development tool for visual programming developed originally by IBM for wiring together hardware devices, APIs, and online services as a part of Internet of Things. Node-RED provides a web browser-based flow editor which can be used to create JavaScript functions. So here we will be using JavaScript function to create a web-based application. So here in Node-RED, we just have to drag and drop the nodes and do some processing on it, and we'll be able to create our web application. Ma'am, if you are on the dashboard, ma'am, you have to go to catalog. Nirmala ma'am, I'm repeating the steps for you. You have to go to catalog. Then you have to search for Node-RED. You have to search for Node-RED app. You have to click on Node-RED app. When you click on Node-RED app, you will be landing onto this page here. I hope we all are on the same page. I hope we all are on the same page. Okay. So now, click on create here. Click on create here. Click on create. When you click on create, you can see something like this. This page will be visible to you. Here, you have your unique name for your app. And then you have to select your region as Dallas, as previously we have selected Dallas. If previously you have selected some other region, you can select that region. I have selected Dallas, so I am choosing Dallas here. And then click on create. 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 Click on create. I hope my screen is visible and it is not freeze. So it will be provisioning your cloud then. So how many of you have got deploy your app enabled here? How many of you have got deploy your app enabled here? Just click on deploy your app. I'll show you. You have to click on deploy your app here. You have to click on deploy your app. When you click on deploy your app, when you click on deploy your app, you will be landing onto this page. You will be landing onto this page. Here you have to select Cloud Foundry. Here you have to select Cloud Foundry. Scroll down. Select Cloud Foundry. Scroll down. Click on new to create a new API key. This API key is different. This is for Node-RED service. Click on new. Your API key will be created and auto-populated here. I hope we have got this. We all have got this. It is deprecated and it will not be available by, after November. So from November, we cannot use it. So before November, we have it available, sir. Then your location here, then your organization name and space will be auto-populated here. Have you got organization name and space name auto-populated here? Okay. If this is disabled, then again go to your service details tab. Again, go to your IBM Cloud account dashboard. Open it in a new tab. Open it in a new tab. Click here on IBM Cloud and open it in a new tab. From here, you can go to manage. You can go to manage. Go to manage account. Under manage, you can find the first option as account. Under manage, you can get the first option as account. Are we here on this page? Are we here on this page? From here, the third option on your left, Cloud Foundry org. Cloud Foundry org. Cloud Foundry org. Click on create. Click on create. I have already created, so I cannot create it again. Click on create. After clicking on create, give the name. Give the name and create it. Give the name and create it. Give the name and create it. After creating it, you have to create this space. You have to create this space. You have to create this space. So click on space, click on create new space. Create new space. After creating this Cloud Foundry org, can you send me the screenshot what you are getting? Huh. Click on create new organization. When you get create new organization, give the name there. After giving the name, click on save. Organization name is any name you want to give here for your cloud org. Any name you can give here. Instead of Dallas, you have to select the region. You have to select the region as US South. So Dallas is in region US South. So please select US South. You have to opt for US South region. Can you please share me your screenshot? In the organization name, you can give any name. You can give any name. Like I have given smartbridge underscore demo. You can give any name. You can just give demo also. Can anyone please personally share me their credentials so that I can check and I can show the process to you, because I am not. I am using these credentials from Miss Jasmine Bhimani. So from here you have to go to account. Under account, the third option, Cloud Foundry orgs. Here you have to create the organization. Ma'am has already created the organization. After creating the organization, you have to click on add to space. Select the region. Select the region. Select the region as US South and give the name. Give the name. Select the region as US South and give the name. Click on save. Click on save. Sir, I have just shown you in some other account and I am able to proceed with this step. So now you can continue, sir, Mr. Jasmine. You can continue. If you have created this page, then again go to your Node-RED app page, and if you refresh the page, your organization and space will be auto-populated here. These will be auto-populated here. These will be auto-populated here. So for everyone is the organization. So please refresh it. You will get it auto-populated. If you have created it, you will get it. I request you all, please do not change the regions, as if you have created the service in London, then you have to select United Kingdom. If you have selected in Dallas, then you have to select US South only. Mr. Santosh, sir, have you created your organization and space successfully? I have clearly told that please do not select any other location than Dallas or London. Basically, I always prefer Dallas because Dallas, we can say, is somewhat near. Okay, so after creating space in US South, when you again go to your app page and just refresh the page, you get this. So for those who are not getting it, please connect to me after the session. So we are moving on. Click on next, click on next and click on create. Click on next and click on create. It will be creating DevOps toolchain for me. It will be creating DevOps toolchain for me. For those who are getting issues, I will resolve it after the session. You can connect to me, or tomorrow morning we can connect and resolve it. After the population step, ma'am, on the bottom you will get click next, and after clicking on next you have to click on create. Click on next and click on create. For those who are lagging behind, so I am requesting you to please listen to the session carefully. We all mentors and trainers are here. We will help you out after the session, or tomorrow we'll be helping you out, because we are already running out of time. So I request you all to please. So here you can see, for me, my delivery pipeline, that is DevOps toolchain delivery pipeline, is in progress here, is in progress here. So I am going to resource list. I am going to resource list, and I will be keep checking here. I'll keep checking here if I get something under this Cloud Foundry app or not. If I get my Cloud Foundry app, that means if I get the Cloud Foundry app, that means that my Node-RED app is created. So here you can see it is still in progress for me. It is still in progress. Sir, if you have got it, is it started, Mr. Sandeep? Is the status started? If the status is started, you can simply click on the app. You can simply click on the app. If it is started here, so you can just click on this app. After clicking on this app, you will be landing onto a page like this. You will be landing onto a page like this. Click on visit app URL. Click on visit app URL. So for me, it is still in progress. It is still in progress for me. These are DevOps pipelines. So DevOps toolchain pipelines. Yes, we can reload the page. So for how many of you have got the Cloud Foundry app started? How many of you have got the Cloud Foundry app started? It is in progress for me also. So let us wait. Mr. Arko Banerjee, I'll help you out, sir. I will continue with all the steps after this. I'll show you how to go to Node-RED flow. Yes, we can view it. It is still running. It is created for me and it is started for me. I request you also to please check it. It is created and started for me. So I hope you have got it too. Can you please refresh this resource list page? Please refresh this resource list page. You must have got it as started. Here, if you have got it as started, then you can just click on this app. You can see here, this is the link. You can just click on this app. Click on this app. And when you click on this app, you will get visit app URL here. You will get visit app URL here. I hope the visit app URL is visible here. Just please click on visit app URL. Please click on visit app URL. So for me, the app is still not running. Please do not give username and password. Please do not give username and password, Mr. Arko. I'll show you. Yes, it is not yet started. If you see here, so it is not running yet. It is not running yet. So let us wait for this to complete. You can see the CI pipeline is still running. If it is running, if the status here is running for you, if the status here is running for you, then you can click on visit app URL. You get visit app URL. Yes, if you have got it, please wait. Let it get started for me also. So for how many of you have got this? For those whom not, if nothing is happening and the app is still not starting, if it is still not running, so what can we do? We can go to resource list, delete these, delete the Cloud Foundry app, delete the Cloud Foundry service, delete this continuous delivery, Delete this Node-RED. Under services and software, just keep machine learning and Watson Studio. Delete everything else. From apps, delete Node-RED. From developer tools, delete the tool chain and create it again from the scratch. So here I have to just write it and copy it. So you can see I just have 3 services now. I am again going to create it. Nirmala ma'am, you can follow now. From here, we have to just go to Node-RED app, go to create. After going to create, we have to change the location to Dallas. Click on create. Here it will be provisioning service credentials for CloudEnd, and you will get your deploy your app after it is provisioned. Click on deploy your app. Click on Cloud Foundry. Scroll down. Create new API key. Click on OK. Here region, organization and demo space will be auto populated if you have created. If you have not created, you have to create it. Click on next, create, let it create the toolchain. So here you can see no stages detected and it will change to in progress. I have refreshed it and it is saying in progress. No stages detected is it has not yet started creating DevOps toolchain for you. Refresh the page, you will get it in progress. If you are getting no stages detected, please refresh the page. You will get it in progress, and in some time it will change to completed or finished. For one it is in progress, then it is fine, ma'am. So after clicking on visit app URL, you have to click on next. On the second step, it will be asking you for the password. Please do not give the password. Just select the second option, that is not recommended. After that, you have to click a checkbox and then click on next, next. You will be landing onto Node-RED palette. For those for whom the app is created, you have to go to visit app URL. Then you have to click on getting started with Node-RED. There on the first step, you have to click on next. For the second step, it will be asking you for password. You do not have to give any of the credential. You just have to click the second option, that is not recommended. After that, click the checkbox and then click on next, next, and then you will be landing onto. Yes, please tick that box, Mr. Arko Banerjee. You do not have to give any username or password. Can you please share this screenshot in Telegram? Yes, click on next, click on next. Click on next. Nirmala ma'am, please refresh your page. Please refresh your page. Yes, click on finish. If it is showing running, then click on visit app URL. If you have closed Node-RED page, ma'am, again you have to go to your resource list. Again, you have to go to your resource list. Here from the resource list, you have to click on this app and again click on Visit app URL. Yes, please go to your Node-RED Flow editor. So if all of you are on Node-RED Flow editor, if you all are on the Node-RED Flow, so I am using another account to demonstrate. I am using another account to demonstrate. Here I have to click on visit app URL. I have to click on visit app URL. Click on go to your Node-RED editor flow. Click on Node-RED Flow editor. Click on Node-RED Flow editor. You will be landing onto this page. So how many of you are on this page with me? So let me explain about the Node-RED Flow editor. So here on your left hand side, you can see these are the nodes palette. These are the nodes palette. This is your workspace. This is your workspace. And here you have multiple nodes where you get information about the node. If you click on any node and click on this info, you will get the info about the node, that the node number and the type. Then if you click on this book icon here, so here you will get the information about the node. Like for example, if I click on debug node, so here you can see the full explanation about the debug. Here you have this bug symbol is the output console, it will be visible here. Then you have this setting icon here. So now let me explain you what these nodes are that we already have here. So here we have this hello Node-RED and message play. So this tab that you can see in blue color here, somewhat purple. So if you see here, this is inject node. This is inject node. If you click on here, so you can see this is inject node. What does it do? It basically injects a message into flow either manually or at regular intervals. Okay. So where here what we can do is this is used to give input. This node, inject node, is used to give input. And this is the message payload node. This is the message payload node. This is debug node. Debug node. So this, whatever we have given to this message payload, will be displayed onto the output, will be displayed onto the output. So this we can say that inject node is input node, debug node is output node. Okay. So if you move it here or there, even if you move the nodes here and there, then that means you have made some changes. You have to click on deploy before doing anything. You have to click on deploy. Even if you move anything here, I have moved it, I have got this blue dot. Blue dot means you have made some change to this node and you have not deployed it. When I click on deploy, then only I can run the changes. So if I click here, if you click here on this square icon below the inject node, it will inject the input that you have given here, and the input will be printed to the console here, because we have given message.payload here, message.payload here. Okay. So now I don't want to print hello Node-RED. Hello to if I want to print here, change it here, click on done, deploy the changes, deploy the changes. Just simply click on the edit node. Just simply click on the edit node and change the input. Change the input. Here, change the input and give the name to the node. If you want to give, I want to give the name as welcome. Okay, I have given the name. Click on deploy. It says successfully deployed. Click on inject. Click on inject. Just give me a minute. I hope I'm audible now. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible. So here you have this plus icon. Here you have this plus icon. So you have to click here to create a new flow. You have to click here to create a new flow. You have to click here on the plus icon to create a new flow. After creating this new flow, what we have to do, we have to create a web application. We have to create a web application. So we have it like this. We need a web page. On this web page, we should have the tab name, that is the insurance prediction or prediction page. Here we have to give a group name as enter the value. Here we have to give the group name as enter the value. Then we need user to input age, BMI, children, smoker, gender, region. Out of which smoker, gender and region are drop downs. And these three are form nodes, age, BMI and children. Here we need the submit button, cancel button, and then the output should be visible here. So this is the layout of the page that we is it shared now? So here we have the we have to create a web page in such a way like this, where we should have a tab name, that is the main prediction tab we should have. Then we should have the group name. Group name is like enter the values. Okay. After that, we have to give input as age, BMI, children, smoker, gender, region. Then we should have submit button and cancel button. And then our output should be visible at the end. So this is how we need to create a web page. This is how we need to create a web page. So in order to create this, we need form nodes. We need form nodes. So form nodes are not usually available in your palettes. If you search for form here, for me it is available as I have done it previously. For you, it may not be available. So what you have to do is you have to go to this extreme right option. Here you have to go to manage palette. Here you have to go to manage palette. Go to manage palette. Then click on install. After clicking on install, you have to search for dashboard nodes. You have to search for dashboard nodes. So type dashboard. If you type dashboard, then you can see here Node-RED dashboard. You can see here Node-RED dashboard. Click on install. For me, it is already installed. You have to click on install. Click on install. Click on install. Is it installed for you? Click on install. So after installing it, you can simply close it. And if you search the form node here, then your form node will be available here. The form node will be available here. Drag and drop this form node onto your workspace. Drag and drop your form node onto your workspace. This triangle means you have not accessed it. So double click on it. Double click on it. Double click on it. I am getting these values here as I have already created. You won't be getting it. you have to click on this edit option. You have to click on this edit option and then give the tab name insurance predictor here. Give the tab name insurance predictor here. Give the tab name insurance predictor here. I am again telling the steps. Double click on the form node. On the group, onto the group, you can see the edit pencil option. Click on this pencil option. Here, you have to give the tab name as insurance predictor or whatever name you want to give to your web page, the main name. So I have given as insurance predictor. Then now we have to give the group name. Then click on it again. Click on it. Here you can give the name of the tab. And here you have to give the name of the group. The tab name should be here. The group name should be here. Have you given the tab name and group name? Have you given the tab name and group name? After clicking on this, just click on save or update. Then you will be landing onto this page that will be asking you about the columns you want in your form element. Okay, so the first form element I want is age. The name is also age and the type. What type of value will be there in the age? Number. Then scroll down. You can click on add element. You can add as many elements as you want. I have given age here. Age is number type. Then we have to give BMI. BMI is also numeric type. It is required. Then we have to give children. It is also numeric type and it is also required. So I hope we have done these 3 changes onto the form node. How to add rows? You have to scroll down, sir. Here you can see add element option. Here you have these 2 buttons, submit and cancel. Here you have these 2 buttons, submit and cancel. If you want to change the name, you can change. I'm not changing it. And then click on done. Click on done. I'm showing it again. These 3 columns to be added here. And then scroll down. You can see your submit and cancel button. If you want to change, you can change the names or change the buttons. And then click on done. Click on done. Now we need three drop downs. So search here in the palette for drop down and drag 3 drop down nodes. After accessing the form node, adding these 3 elements, We have to click on done. Come here onto the palette, search for drop down. Now we want 3 drop down. So here you can see these 3, smoker, gender and region. These 3 are drop down. These 3 are drop downs. Click on the first drop down. The label of the first drop down I am giving is gender, or we can say sex. Here also I am giving into the placeholder, I am giving sex. And then what are the different values? What are the different values? We have male label. Then to add different value, you have add option here. Female, okay. So here we have to click on the first drop down. Here we have to click on the first drop down. Give the label as sex, placeholder as sex, options male and female. The value also male, the label also male. And the second option, how to add the option, you can scroll down. You can click on this add option and just. Now, if you have options like you can select multiple, so you can check this box, but I want to select only one out of these. So I am not checking that box. After giving these 2 categories, you can just click on done. After giving these 2 categories, you can just click on done. So do the same for the remaining. So here we have to give the label for smoker. Smoker. Yes. Yes. Add option, no. No. So here onto the second drop down, you have to give the label as smoker, placeholder as smoker. In the options, the first option is yes, the second option is no. So have you accessed this node also? So how many of you are done with form node, sex node and this node? Okay. Then click on done. Click on done. Then click on the third drop down. Give the name as region. Placeholder as region. Add the values as northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Click on done. Click on done. Click on done. After forming these 4 nodes, just let us see what are the values we are getting. So we should put a debug node. We should put a debug node here. So connect all these with the debug node. So drag and drop 4 debug nodes and connect with your nodes. Deploy the changes. Deploy the changes. And then here you have this option. Just below this navigation bar option, you have this drop down option. From here, you have to go to dashboard. From here, you have to go to dashboard, and here you have a arrow, box arrow option. Just click on this. Just click on this, and here you can see your web application. You can see your web application. You can see your web application. So now what you have to do, you have to just drag and drop form after here I am getting many nodes because I already have created this flow. That is why. So here you will be having only 4 nodes. First one will be form, sex, smoker and region. So what you have to do, you have to just drag and drop form to the end. Drag and drop form to the end. Here, go to dashboard. After going on to dashboard, click here tabs and click on enter the value. When you click on enter the value, you will get 4 options here. Form, sex, smoker, region. So drag and drop form to the end. Drag and drop form to the end. And deploy the changes. And deploy the changes. Now go to your dashboard and see. You can see your form is at the end. Your form is at the end. Can you see this? Can you see these changes? It is reconnecting. In the last step, what I did is, I just go here, go to the dashboard. Here you can see only the four nodes: form, sex, smoker, and region. You have to just drag and drop form to the end so that your app looks good. So it is connecting to the server. The connection is lost. If the red triangle appears, that means you have not accessed the node. Click on it, access the node. Yes, we can test output. This is not yet completed. This part is not yet completed. We can just test the input if we are getting the input or not. There's a lot to do yet, so we have not yet done. I just have to. Okay, so the flow is lost. I have to again create it. So let us connect tomorrow and complete this Node-RED flow. We will complete this Node-RED flow tomorrow. Yes, it will be saved unless or until you get disconnected from the server. So I was getting the pop-up that I got disconnected from the server. So that is why it is lost. Nirmala ma'am, I'll connect with you on Telegram personally. I'll help you out. Okay, then we'll connect tomorrow and complete this Node-RED flow. So today's part is not yet completed and I want it to complete. So that is why tomorrow I'll just do it. I'll just take this part. So I hope I was able to solve your queries and I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. So thank you all. We do not have any feedback from today. We will be having feedback from last day. This is a web application, not a mobile app. Tomorrow is the last session. Tomorrow we have session for IBM Cognos. So it is data analytics part. So before that, I will complete this Node-RED flow. So thank you all. Further queries will be handling on Telegram. Signing off for the day. Thank you and bye. Thank you all for your great feedback.